Hey guys, it's Cam here. I'm back out in the shed with the XR. What I'm doing today is the fork seals. So I've got one fork off. It's here on the bench. So what I've done so far is I moved the fork up a few millimeters in the triple clamps, and then I loosened off the top cap. I uncracked it, pulled the fork off. I always use a bungee just to hold the brake line, so because it's quite heavy, that caliper, so I don't want extra stress on the brake hose. So hang it up. Then what I did is I actually had to go down to the seat guy's house and borrow a 14mm Allen socket, because under the bottom that holds the dampening rod assembly thing, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's a really massive Allen, so it's 40mm. I didn't have one, so what I did is I put the fork in the vise, and I actually compressed the whole stanchion, and then just uncracked that bottom bolt while it was still in, and then I removed the top, unscrewed it, and then I've just drained the oil, and you can see here, man, check out how nasty that is. Unbelievable. So it needed to be changed for sure. So that's where I'm at now. So what I've got to do now is I'm just gonna pull that like that, so I can get a spanner in there, and then the socket on the top, just to get that top cap. I've also looked at where the screw setting was at the top, this guy. Now there was no clicks, but it was screwed all the way in, so I'm not sure what the deal is. And then at the bottom, before I actually undid the pressure of that bottom bolt, you got to pull out this little dust cap. So I just used a little pick tool, just to pop that out, and then I screwed all the screws in to count how many clicks they were out. It was 6, and then I backed it all out, and I think it was about 20 clicks out, and then I undid it. So what I'm going to do now is just going to undo this, pull the spring out, and then I should be able to then completely take the bolt out there, and then I can separate the forks. So I will get into that now. Oh, don't drop the fork, but I did. But that's loose now. Hopefully I didn't bend anything. So that comes off. There's a washer that goes under, and then the spring. I've already drained the oil, so shouldn't be much. See if there's anything else in here. Okay, so that's undone. I've got the assembly and the crush washer, the dampening rod should come out. Okay, I got my hands full here, so let me just have a quick look in there. Yep. Okay guys, so we've got the dampening rod assembly out. Been watching a few people do this and they don't bother about taking the dampening rod and stuff out, but if you want to clean it properly, you've got to do it, and it's not that hard. Just follow that trick of compressing it to actually get that that bottom bolt undone. You can borrow a tool that fits in there, but you don't have to. So what I'll do is I'm gonna heat this guy up, and then separate the stanchion from the lower fork, and let's go. Okay, so don't do it yet. I forgot one little part I just remembered. So I've got to remove that little circlip thing, because otherwise I'll never get them apart. So don't forget that. I nearly did. Okay, that bad boy. So now I'll go and heat up this. And now you should be able to just pull those apart like that. So now guys, I'm just going to clean everything up. The fork, the dust seal and the fork seal can come out. I'll inspect the bushing and have a look next. So if you're wondering, this is the piece that came out. I didn't see it, it sort of rolled in. I think it didn't spin, but it might have. But when you look at the bottom of this, there's only one way it can go. And you can see there where it's been seating. And it matches with that little indent bit. And just slots in like that. So it's got to remember that that goes there. But yeah, I'll clean it all up now, have a look at the bushings, see if they're good, and I'll turn you on in a minute. So guys, so hang on. So guys, yeah, just one thing. When you pull the spring out initially, and you're tempted to just pull this, thinking it's gonna just come out, don't, because it never will. You just fuck everything up. Sorry. But there's all this valving stuff in here at the bottom, so just a note, don't try and rip it out. You've got to take this whole thing out together, so you've got to undo that bottom bolt. So just a little tip there. And again, this is for a 1990 I need to wait, sorry, 1999 XR250. So I wanted, for some reason I thought it was a 96, but it's a 99. So yeah, 1999 XR250. I'll make sure it's clear in the description. Okay, so we've got the forks all, or the left fork all cleaned, ready to go. These are all the parts. That's the bottom valve thing, spacer, or the whatever that is that goes there. Spring. I'm guessing that's just a valve bleed, like a air pressure release valve, because there's no clicks. washer that goes under it. That goes in there. The fork seals goes on top of it. The 2 bushings, the stanchion, and then the lower fork. So that's all the bits. So now I'm just gonna put it back together, put some oil in it, and move on to the next one. I use a bit of this Race Tech seal grease in and around the seals. I don't have a seal bullet for this size. It's a 40mm. So I'll just put a bit of insulation tape around the top here, so I don't nick the seal as I'm putting it on. So you want that side down. So I've put the assembly in, and I'm just going to use the spring just to push the dampening rod assembly all the way down. Just to make sure it's in there. Yeah. And then you can see, I don't know if you can see, but you can see the threads for the bottom valve, so that's all there. So I'm just going to put that in there and just put a few threads on it. Okay guys, so that is all in there. The thread at the valve's in. All I need to do now is, for this step anyway, the next step is using a fork seal driver, one of these bad boys, just bang down the seal. So yeah, let's go and do it. So I've got a 43. I should have a 40, but what I'm going to try and do is you can put it down on it and it goes within, it seats on the seal, and then I'm not going to try and hit from that because I might hit this, but what I'll do is I've got another fork seal driver in my bunch of fork parts, and I'm just going to hammer on the top of that to come in, so I'm pretty sure that will work. Gonna go down onto the floor. You can't really see, but we'll try that. It's going in nice. You can see it's all in there good, so that worked. Yeah, so for this one, the fork seal or the dust seal goes on top, and then you put the O-ring in. So we'll go and do that now. So that's in there, and then now put the circlip in. And then what I do now is just give it a tap with this, just to make sure the spring is in there. And you can see there, oops, sorry about that, the spring is all good. So now I'm going to put the fork oil in the top, sort of work it a bit, and then I'll put the spring in, and then the washer and the little cap, and then I'll push it on it and tighten up the bottom, and I think we're good. Oh, and then do the 6 clicks out on the bottom, and yeah, let's go. Actually, I've changed my mind. I'm gonna put pressure on that bottom thing, do the bottom up, because otherwise if I put oil in it might leak, so I'm gonna do that next. So you just put it in the vise. I'm gonna tighten that guy up while I push that way. Yeah, is it in?
Yeah.
Hard? Can you go harder?
There's no way to really grab a grip.
Okay guys, so you ought to see Nathan and I trying to tighten up this. This is the valve that goes at the bottom of the fork. We could only get about 10 foot-pounds, and it kept spinning. So I managed to get it off, but I couldn't get it back on. So what I've done is I've crafted up a tool. You need to have a tool that can go down the top of the stanchion and get in here and stop this spinning. So I've got a spark plug removing tool, and I put a 1/2 inch socket on the end of it to get a little bit of length. And so I've got the dampening rod in. Let's make sure it gets in there. This end's got to go back on here. You can slide this in. And then I've got it's a little bit tight there. Use a screwdriver just to push that. And then let gravity feed that in. So hang on. It's got to jiggle that. Yep, so under there you can see the thread. So that's in there. And then, so that's what this is screwing into. So now I've taken off the nut that goes on the end of the dampening rod. But now, if you want to come over here, Nathan, we're going to slide this through here. And then that will there get into, so if you go down there, you'll see, oh, that will spin. So what I can do, so I'm going to hold this end, screw this in, and then if I twist this end, that will move. Oh, when it goes a bit tighter. So my hand's probably in the way.
No, you're good.
Just tighten this. So if I don't move this, so you can see how that's moving, this whole thing.
Yep.
So that means I'm connected on this end. So now, just need to tighten it, and you can see over here, I've got enough end to put some vice grips or channel locks and just hold it like this. This is a Tamarinui special. Put that in there. Then I'll connect my torque wrench onto it, and we're good. So chuck that on the vise. Actually, meeting up that a bit. You just give it a nut. Doesn't have to be too tight. Yep.
Bit tighter.
Give it tighter. Yep. Turn this on. And I want it to be on tight. Tighten. Tighten. Okay. And then hold this end. I should have put it in more before I pulled this. There we go. Done. Easy. Okay guys, so now put the oil in. So I've got a funnel and it's just pushed in the side of the dampening rod so it doesn't fall in. Just lightly. Just give it a couple of pumps. Do 5 more. Okay, so I've got a little trick. I've tied a string to the top of the dampening rod and I've got it going up through the spring. That means I can get the spring on without the dampening rod falling. Move the angle so you can see. So yeah, see, I've got the string holding the dampening rod. I'll bring it down so you can see. So yeah, that string's holding the dampening rod. And then I can lower that through without oil going everywhere. Hopefully. Okay, sweet. Now I've just got to tighten up the top. Take the string out. So now I've just got to tighten this back up. So I need some tools. Where's 17? Okay, so now the top cap's hooked onto the dampening rod, and then now I've just got to screw dampening rod in, the top cap on, and I won't torque that until I get it on top of into the triple clamps. So, sweet. Now I'll adjust the clickers at the bottom. My paper was 6 out, so I'm going to do 6 out. So I go all the way back in. Okay, so then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this little cap goes back in. Done. So that's one fork done. Sweet, so yeah, that's done. I'll go and put the fork boot back on and pull the other one off and quickly do it. The next one will go a lot quicker because gone through and I figured out what tools I need, and the process is pretty straightforward, so let's go. Okay guys, so I've got the other fork back on and I've pulled the left hand fork out, and what I've done is I've drained the oil, pulled the spring and the cap and stuff off, and now I'm at a point where this here is still tight. So I'm going to use my tool. So I've taken off the nut that goes on here, and that backs back onto this. So I've taken that off. Should be able to put this in here now. Should be able to slide this in all the way, and that should be able to get in there and slot it out. There it is. See how it's slotted in? So I'm going to move that dampening rod out of the way a bit. So that's tight. Move that there. Get my channel locks. Get this. So trying to do it so you can see what I'm doing. So you can see my hand in there. So yeah, hold on to this. Oh, one of my tools fell off. So that's got that. So sweet. Dropping oil everywhere. But this here is now loose. So unscrew that. Sweet. Move you. Take my special tool out. Get the last bit of oil. What I can say is it's one messy job doing fork seals. Put that down. Don't know if you can see. It's all empty. So now I can split these. So I'll do the same job. I'm going to just clean my hands. And then get the heat gun on it and pull them apart. So I'm just going to go and clean it all and then I'll come back. Okay guys, so we've got it all clean. Got the new seals to go in. I put some safety glasses on because some shit sprayed back in my face and I had to go and wash my eye out, so I probably don't need it now, but sometimes you got to look out for yourself. So yeah, that's all good. Now I'm just going to go and put it all back together, so I won't video this piece because you would have seen it from the other fork. Okay guys, so I've got it all put back together. That's all torqued down. I've got to put the boot on and then put it in and tighten that, and put the wheel on. She's done, so I'll turn it back on when I've got the bike back together. Okay then guys, so we're all done now. We've got the forks back on, so it's all good. So yeah, this weekend, well, the last video you would have seen I did the bash plate, new handlebars, guards, and then today, yeah, I've done both forks, fork seals. Bushings were good. So yeah, it's all ready to rip now for next year. We've got protection, the leaky forks are fixed. Yeah, so this bike's come along really well. So done a bunch of stuff. We've got some videos on it if you want to go and check that out. But it's all ready for Sam to rip, and shit, I might even go and have a bit of a play in it too. So yeah, take it easy guys, and we'll see you next time.